This tutorial assumes you have VPK Edit and Hammer add-ons installed. All tools used can be found in the description.
Welcome to the Animating and Modding YouTube channel. I will be your host for this tutorial all about Faceposer and choreographs for Poto 2, from how to use existing scenes to how to create your own and use them in workshop maps. As always, timestamps on the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to join the Animating and Modding Discord server and ask away. Without further gobbledygook, let's dive right in. First, I want to address the elephant in my room, GLaDOS Gen Actor and MP Co-op GLaDOS Ant. Now, these are instances that have the GLaDOS actor with a script that is used to make her speak. I'm gonna be real, you don't need them. Maybe you would need MP Co-op GLaDOS Ants if you're making a co-op map and you want like dynamic interactions, and that would be a topic for another video, not this one. Also, there's two other instances, Cave Gen Actor and Wheatley Studio. These ones are pretty useful. They're only the actors, I'm pretty sure. I'll get onto them later on. And anyway, sorry for this huge speech, let's get onto it. So first, how do I make GLaDOS, the announcer, or Cave speak, right? First thing you want to do is create an entity, generic actor, place it down on an inaccessible area of your map, preferably, but I guess it is your choice. You have to select a model for it. I'm gonna use Metalbox because that's what Valve uses. Something about like saving memory, since cubes are often used in maps, but I can't tell you how it works on a technical level. Now we're gonna put another entity called Logic Choreograph Scene. This entity will be used to play the dialogue scene. We can name it whatever. I'm gonna name it scene. We go back to our generic actor and we have to name it at GLaDOS. We have to name it this because that's what the scene's reference to. Right, that's what the scene is looking for as an actor to play the voice line from. At GLaDOS is the actor for GLaDOS, obviously, Cave Johnson, and the announcer. So let's select a scene file. Now, you're gonna see a bunch of them here. If you don't, this might be my bad, because I have all my VCD files on my main directory, and they're normally inside the VPK, right? But I have them on my directory for a very specific reason that I'll get onto later on this tutorial. If you don't see them, don't worry. You can still use them and you can still figure out the scene files. Even if you have them, this is a very useful tip. You can go here onto Scripts, vScript Choreo, select GLaDOS Scene Tape, Include, and there's transcriptions of all the lines here. There's some v-scripting going on here, but the important part is this, the transcription, and this, the scene, the path to the scene file, right? So you can use the text editor of your choice to search for keywords, you know, like for example, I'm going to choose the one where GLaDOS talks about a deer. Well, look, there's a deer, you probably can see it closer. There's the scene file here. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm gonna get a button to trigger this scene. So prop button, on pressed, scene start. Let's compile this and see how it looks in game, how it works in game actually.
Oh look, there's a deer. You probably can't see it. Get closer.
Yeah, that worked. For Cave Johnson and for the announcer, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm not sure if you're gonna find them in this nut file. There's a lot of scenes in here. There's scenes for Wheatley here as well. You can search for keywords. Let me see if there's Cave Johnson scenes. There's no Cave Johnson scenes, but there are announcer scenes here. Now, I'm going to show you also how to do Wheatley, the process is like a little different, but not that different. So you're gonna delete the generator actor, and you're gonna put NPC personality core down. Alright. Now we're gonna name this @sphere, which is the actor name for Wheatley. And we're gonna change the scene here. I'm gonna search for okay, I already got a Wheatley scene here. This one. I'm gonna copy it, paste it here, and we're gonna compile it again.
Look at that, it's growing right up into the ceiling. The whole place is probably overrun with potatoes at this point, isn't it? At least you won't starve, though.
Okay, now you know those instances we talked about earlier, Wheatley Studio, for example. So the way they work here is that they already contain the actor. So for example, Wheatley Studio here, I'm gonna place it down here, and I'm gonna place its monitor also here. Facing the player. Gonna add on a button. Fix up name. Deploy straight, and then we're gonna put a logic choreograph scene. We're gonna find one for Wheatley boss. So I think it's not in here. No, I'm pretty sure this is on the include manual Act 4 or Act 3 that we can find this. So itch. There we go. Itch to test. Let me copy this. I'm gonna call this scene, and we're gonna paste it in here. Okay, this should work, because you don't need to put the actor now because the actor is on the instance. So let's see if this works.
You have no idea what it's like in this body.
Yeah. Now, if you're publishing for a workshop, you're gonna probably be using the global PTI Ant instance, and I have to say that already contains the @GLaDOS actor, so then you won't need to place the actor yourself. Just use the logic choreograph scene. That's it for the basics. Now we're gonna get into a little bit more complex part, which is preparing to make your scenes. So to begin scene making, the first thing you want to ensure is that the rest of your scenes don't break. Now what I mean by this, scenes are stored inside the scenes.image file, and they are added to this file by Faceposer. The thing is, Faceposer in Portal 2 is only able to rebuild the whole cache when you want to add a scene, so you can't update it. And it gets all its VCD files from what it has inside the main Portal 2 directory scenes folder, right? So it doesn't take into account files that are inside the VPK. That means once you add a custom scene and you rebuild the cache, every single other scene that's natively in-game breaks and vanishes. So dialogue, Wheatley speaking, gets overridden by nothing. To prevent this, we need to copy all the scenes from the VPK into our main directory. Now, if you want, you don't need to do this. You may join the Portal Mapping Modding Discord server. Ash put it on screen again, put it like animated. And search tips. Search my name there, scenes. And I have the zip folder containing all the scenes from all the VPK on all the different Portal 2 directories. But of course, if you don't trust me, then you can use VPK edit and go into Portal 2, open the pack directory. You go into scenes, you copy that, then you go onto the other directory, DLC update, and you copy that and put it on your main DLC folder, which is this one. You can see all of my scenes are here. After you copy everything, you're gonna go into Portal 2, you're gonna open it, and you're gonna type scene flush. Let's begin with Faceposer. You're gonna open your Portal 2 offering tools, go into Faceposer, and for you it's gonna be completely empty, sort of like this. Well, first thing we're gonna do is click on this button and rebuild scenes.image before we forget, because you just flushed all the scenes, so you want them back. So yeah, let's rebuild them. Alright, that's done rebuilding. Now I'm gonna go into choreography, new, and I'm gonna create a scene called tutorial PMAM2. Now here you put the name of your actor. So you know how earlier on the video we named our generic actor @GLaDOS? Well, this is where it gets its name, right? So I'm gonna name this @PMAM, and this is gonna be the name of our actor. So we're gonna have to name our actor this. And you see, there's no model, right? If you're doing choreo for a character that like isn't being animated, like the announcer or GLaDOS, then you don't need a model. If you are using it for like Wheatley, for example, then you do need a model to animate, right? But if you click load model, you're gonna notice we're inside the main directory, not inside the VPK. So how to circumvent this is that you go onto your VPK with, for example, VPK edit or GCFscape, and you export the models that you want out, and you can put them in any folder. I would just recommend not putting them in your models folder so they don't override the ones inside the game. But I put mine on this folder that I called Faceposer models, right? So I got the personality sphere and GLaDOS Wheatley boss here. So I'm gonna click on the personality sphere here. Now you don't see anything. Where is it? Don't worry, you can go into options and click center view. And now to move the camera, you're gonna right click to zoom out, drag it down, zoom out, drag it up, zoom in, and left click rotates, right? Bam, rotation. So you can use both of these to navigate your model, so to speak. Yeah. Also, you can press Control to move the light around, with your mouse. So Control and left click moves the light around. Anyways, now that I have this, we're gonna create a channel. This channel is where your audio and your animations will be inside of. New channel, I'm gonna call it C1. Now currently we don't have an audio. I mean, I don't have an audio. You may have it. If you do, you can skip at this part. So I'm gonna go into Audacity and I'm gonna record a short line that I can use as an example. Hello, I'm the Tutorial Core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. Hello, I'm the Tutorial Core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. There we go. I'm gonna now export this to a WAV file. Export to computer. WAV, it has to be sample rate 44100, signed 16-bit. I'm gonna name this PMAM rules. And I have exported it directly inside the Portal 2 Sounds folder already. However, it is inside a folder that I don't want it to be inside. So I'm gonna cut this out of here. There we go. Now to add this WAV file, you're gonna right click here, select WAV file, and you're gonna go into this little bar here, and you're gonna type the path to your wave file. Since my wave file is directly on the sounds folder, I can just type its name, right? So mm rules.wave. Don't forget the extension .wave. And there we go. We have it here. We play it, we hear it. Hello, I'm the Tutorial Core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. Alright, now how do we animate it? Pretty simple. So you see all these things down here? You go and you find animations and you double click it, and you go into gestures, and bam, you have a bunch of gestures here. Don't question why I have Sterling here. It's like really weird. It kind of broke a little bit, but you should have all the same animations as I have. This is just a thumbnail preview like bug. All right, now the way that you make animations play is that you grab one of them. You can select and hold them to preview them, and then you just I'm gonna get one that's good. I'm gonna get this one, and you just drag it down onto your channel timeline. Type event gesture, press OK. You don't have to name them, just press OK. Hello, you can see when I play it, the animation plays. The tutorial. Hello, but this is not how it's gonna look in game, because these animations, they are blended with the idle animation that the actor is playing currently. So it kind of sucks, right? Because you can't see how it looks in game. He has his eye closed, right? But don't worry, you can go here on this panel, choose sequence, and you can choose an animation to play. So I'm going to choose the idle animation. All right, this one. Now, note, this does not affect anything in game. This is only so you can preview it in Faceposer, so it makes it a little easier to do your choreograph work. Because you can now preview it. The tutorial. Hello, this is how it's gonna look in game. You can hover over the edges of your animation thing to stretch it, and this will slow it down, or to squish it and make it go faster, right? So if I stretch this, you're gonna see amazing tutorial. Hello, I'm the Tutorial Core, here to deliver amazing. Way slower. And also, one thing that's really cool that I just recently discovered is that you can use this ramp thing to sort of have a control of how much the animation affects your character. So, for example, I'm gonna press Control and I'm gonna click, left click, and you can see it makes this curve here. The lower it is, the less effect the animation has. So if I have it be like all the way up here, it's gonna ease in and ease out to 100% intensity. Hello, if I put it halfway, you're gonna see it goes to halfway intensity. Hello, he nods less. You can add multiple of these keys. Just press Control, click on this little graph thing. You can make it go crazy. Tutorial Core. Hello, it's pretty funny, and that's pretty cool. And one important thing that I want to mention as well is that you can drag this little green thing here to wherever in the timeline you want, and to play it, you can also use like the little the little keys that are next to the M, that are kind of like arrows. So for example, I can press the right one, Tutorial Core, it goes forward, the right one goes backward, right? So you don't have to restart your choreograph every time you make a change, right? You don't have to click this button and it goes to like the start, right? You know. Now, there's nothing more here that I can add. You really need to experiment here with what looks good. I mentioned switching to this gesture tab here, but you can really use the alt tab here. You have a bunch of animations here that you can blend together with the ramp, right? So this one, for example, this is not a gesture, I'm pretty sure, right? You can blend this with Sphere Eye Retract. But I just put a ramp between them, and bam. Hello, I'm the tutorial core, here to deliver. Works like magic. Anyways, with all this information, you're gonna be able to make your choreograph on your own. I'm gonna make mine, and I'm gonna time lapse it. So I'm gonna get right to it. Before everything, one thing that I do want to say is like a tip that I have for people that are beginning to make choreographs, right? Is that you want to keep it relatively simple, because if you go too complex, like if you're going to gesture and you try to use all these GI look and movements, you're gonna spend a lot of time making a choreograph, and it's not gonna look that good, honestly. So you want to keep it relatively simple. That's how Valve does it. Anyways, that's important to say. Hello, I'm the tutorial core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. Anyways, I think that's done. As you can see, I stood by my rules and I kept it simple, only 3 animations, and it looks fine. Another good tip that I give you with my whole heart, because this has happened to me before, is don't make your choreos too long, because if you do, they're gonna break. Like, try to separate each couple of sentences into one choreo, and then the other couple of sentences into another choreo. That's how Valve does it, and it works much better this way. I have done this mistake where I had this like 4-minute audio and I put a bunch of complexity, a bunch of animations in there, and it worked on Faceposer. Then I exported it and it completely didn't work. So yeah, time wasted. Don't do that. Anyways, I think this is good. Now, there's some features that I also want to mention here. There's a bunch of things in here, right? Some things that Portal 2 doesn't even use, like flex animation or face actor, look at actor. That's all Half-Life 2 remnants. But there's one very important thing here that I really think you should know, is that there is this fire trigger thing, and this is a way of your scene to communicate with the hammer world. I can put here scene trigger 1, right, at a specific spot, and then with that I can use a logic choreograph scene and have an input on trigger 1. You fire an input to an entity in hammer, but I'm not going to use it right now, so I'm going to save this. Now that we got this scene, we need to rebuild our cache, so we rebuild to that image. Alright, now we can close Faceposer. This is your scene completely made. I'm going to open hammer, I'm going to go into my test map here. Let's put a personality core here, and we're going to call it at PMAM, right, because that's the name of our actor. And we're gonna put a logic choreographed scene. You can name it scene, whatever, it doesn't matter. Scene file. You can search here for your scene. So we call it PMAM tutorial 2. Hello, I'm the tutorial. Right. Now I'm gonna get a button. Start. And we're gonna compile to see how it looks in game. Now, since we have a new audio file, we need to do a command that is smd update audio cache. And you update it. There we go. I'm gonna pick up Wheatley, and we're gonna see how it looks like. Hello, the tutorial core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. Works perfectly. So if we're making this for a mod, then that's it. But if you're a humble workshop mapper, then brace yourself, because now I'm going to teach you how to put this in a workshop map. First thing I gotta explain is that, as I said before, these scenes they are built into a file called scenes.image, and that file happens to not be able to be packed. So one might think, well, it's impossible to pack scenes then. And that's why the community fought for like a lot of time. But it's actually possible and not that hard with V-scripting. Now, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You don't have to do any V-scripting because one of the hosts of this channel, Illustrious Hazel, has already made a script for us to use. Of course, we just have to credit her, but I mean, that's pretty easy. Just put her name under the description of her map. Come on, not that hard. And now you need to join the Poor Mapping Modding Discord server. Flash the animation again, because you're gonna find this script on the custom assets there. You're gonna search Choreo, and there we go. There's a V script, and you just download this .NUT file, and you put it inside your V scripts folder. So we're gonna download this, and we're gonna put it inside my V scripts folder. I'm gonna name it something different. You can put your map's name here. I'm just gonna put tutorial. The name doesn't really matter. Anyways, you open this and wow, scary, but it's not really that scary. Now this is actually very simple. The thing that you will want to change is this and this. This will just be the name of your scene, and this will be the contents of your VCD file. So how do you get the contents? Now I'm gonna let you in a little secret. A VCD file, it's just a glorified text file with instructions on how to animate and what audio to play and all that. So we need to find our VCD file. Now we're gonna copy this, make a backup of this, I'm gonna create a folder here called work folder. You can put this wherever. It doesn't have to be in here. I'm just putting it here for convenience sake. And you're gonna edit this. I recommend Notepad++, but other text editors work. But I'm gonna show you why Notepad++ is useful here. Now the thing you're gonna do here is that you're gonna replace all quotation marks with double quotation marks. Now Notepad++ is useful here because you can just press Ctrl F, replace, find quotation marks, replace with two quotation marks, replace all, bam, save, save, and there we go. You copy this onto your script here, inside, not outside, bam, copied. I'm gonna name this pmtutorial.vcd. Now, why is this name important? Basically, the way that the scenes are loaded is that the logic choreograph scene that will have this script needs to be named what you put in here without the VCD. You see this line here? It gets its name plus VCD, and this is how it figures out which scene files to play, right? Since I'm only going to be using one scene, I can delete this because this script accommodates multiple scenes, and if you have multiple scenes, you want to use only one script, so you name this a different way, then you have another logic choreograph with the same script but with a different name so that it loads that script. So let me show you an example of this now. I have a map, it's really bad, it's called Rage Bait, but I use this technique, right, having multiple scenes. So let me open this. You can see there's if, then there's scene 1, and then there is else if, scene 2, and then there's else if, scene 3, right? Bunch of else if, and you have your scene there. You paste the contents just like we pasted in here. It's the same process for each VCD file. Anyways, now that we have this, we can go back into Hammer. We can remove this. It doesn't matter. It can be empty right now. We're going to go onto Entity Script, Manage, and you're going to select your script file. So in this case, it's tutorial custom scenes.NUT. Press OK. Now remember the name that we put in here, PMM tutorial. This name matters now. You need to copy this, put it on here. There we go. And now we're gonna change our output and start. And then, bam, that's it. If you load it in game, if you're gonna notice, it works. Hello, the Tutorial Core, here to deliver amazing tutorials. this works. And this works without scenes.image. So it can be packed. It's just a script, can be packed like any other thing. One thing that you should have in mind is that your audio won't be packed automatically by Hammer add-ons. In this case, so you have two options. You have like comp pack. You can just put a sound in here. Hello, and you're gonna compile with Hammer add-ons, of course. There we go, should pack everything.
Or you can put an ambient generic down with the wave file, and it should pack automatically as well.
It may not look like it, but it has packed. We can check this by going onto the ESP file of the map. So here, let's search it up. Garmezon Labs 4K2. Let me open this. I'm using VPK Edit here. You can see sound, PMM rules packed in there. You can see scripts, vscripts, or script is packed in there. And yeah, that's it. You can publish this BSP. It's gonna work just like that. Wasn't that hard. So I believe this is it for the tutorial. Thanks, and have fun.